Hi everyone. So I am going to show you a couple of thoughts on sketching for this first project. Normally I don't put a second video up in a project statement, but I felt that you guys are so fresh to this process and working with me since I haven't had any of you in class before, that it was really important. So one of the things that I'm going to say is I don't expect like your sketches to be perfectly pristine and overly like exact. My whole point here is to get you to get me the information on what we need. So let's say that we are doing a horizontal composition, and I'm doing this on a Wacom tablet, so my line work is not as great as it could be, and I'm focused on the information and not necessarily drawing my best. So if you are designing a horizontal composition, and let's say you want a giant title down here for your composition, you do two lines and you just scribble in between. And so that indicates for me a title. And maybe we have like a two column or two things for the title, and maybe we have like a little subtitle here. So we'll come down here, and that's going to be a little bit smaller. So we'll do this, and we'll scribble in between. And then your rules, you would just do a line to indicate rules. And so we're going to keep everything. If you look at my sketches, you're going to see that this relates directly very much to what I did in my first demo for you. So we could do something like that. All right, so let's do another one. So let's say we're doing a horizontal composition and we want to play off a really nice strong diagonal. So let's say I have my title coming across here, and then maybe I have like a little smaller bit of text right up here. And maybe I have my text coming off of this diagonal. So this is how I want you to indicate. Remember, if you have large text, two lines, scribble in between. If the text is smaller, just two closer lines. And then if it's indicating something like the rules, which is something called body copy, I just want one line, no scribbling, because that kind of indicates kind of a text. Let's do this. Let's open one of our compositions that I am using as examples for project one. Let's do hopes. All right, we're going to zoom out and scale this puppy because it's really big. And I'm just going to drag it over here, and we'll use the whole composition here. Let's say that this is, so what I want to do is I want to mimic, how would I show this to myself if I were looking to do sketches? So that's what I want to, that's what I'm going to show you here. So we have this big type, so we'll go ahead and, oops. Sorry. We'll go ahead and give ourselves that typo right there. Oops, this is a horizontal. All right, let's just change the orientation. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to translate this for you, and you'll see how I would make this look if I were sketching an idea like this. Now, we're not worried about like this idea of diagonal. I'm really looking at structure and scale and placement. Believe it or not, I can decipher a lot about your composition based on that. So right now we're going to do typo. So right here. And if it makes you feel better, you could actually like type out typo. I don't want you doing your sketches in Illustrator though. I don't want you to actually mock up this. I want you to do it by hand. Because if you start with the program, you're going to get tied to things and your hand is much faster. So let's say that I decide that I want to do this by writing out typo. And then maybe this time I switch back and forth and do rules to follow. And then down here I have my two little lines, and then I have my lines indicating my columns of rules. So this is all I need to see for your sketch. Now let's do it without writing out the type, because you can actually see that I am able to see the structure a little bit more clearly when I'm not writing it. So I'm going to do my typo, and then I'm going to do my graphy, and then my rules. To follow. And then I have my lines separating, and then my rules. So that is what a sketched out version, and that's what I'm looking for when I am looking for your sketches for project one. And again, I don't normally post videos with your project statement, but I felt like you guys needed to kind of understand what my expectations were. I would do this on the first day of class, so I felt like it was important. Let's go look at project one just one more time. This video is going to be right underneath here, and this is the project statement. You will find the video here, and let's see what I require in terms of sketches. Oh, that's not indicated, but if we come down into sketches due, it's going to say 10 sets of sketches for project one, which means that I need to see 10 very, very different looking compositions for how you want to lay that page out. Really explore if there is any commonality. I will not consider it 10, and I will be counting. Notice each of these projects hold a point value, so anytime that that you're doing a project, you can see that I am grading you on exceptional effort, good effort, basic effort, limited effort, no effort. So make sure that you are aware of that. All right, thanks.